Hello, everyone. As you know, I'm your guy. My name is Kazim, and welcome to my rant. So yeah, welcome to my rant for today. I still don't know what I'll give it as a title. I just felt because I've seen a lot of titles up and down, so it's gonna be tricky a lot. But I just want to talk about Elon purchasing the 21st century's town square, which is popularly known as Twitter. So I guess if you don't know about this deal, you probably are sleeping under a rock. I think that's the best way to put it, because literally almost every news outlet, every social media post I see something, a meme about Twitter, Elon's face on it. So I feel someone, at least you should have gotten the message that Elon bought Twitter. So this deal is a bit, should I say, interesting for me, because I wouldn't want to say I saw it coming, but I think I did from when he first acquired 9% of the company. So there's a backstory, and I think I would want to take you to how the whole deal came out to be in my own head, not the way it is in everyone else's head, I guess. So first of all, I think Elon had wanted to take Tesla private. That was in, I think, 2018. I can confirm and get back to you. Yeah, but Elon wanted to take Tesla private, and he said he has secured the funding, and for him to tweet that kind of thing, Tesla stocks went through the roof, and I guess he didn't have the funding, but there is a reason why I'm saying I guess, because I recently listened to a TED talk he had when he was actually explaining him purchasing Twitter, and he explained that he had to lie because it was more of banks ready to foot Tesla's daily expenses, because he had some issues with the SEC, and the SEC is the Security Exchange Commission, which I would say police whatever goes on Wall Street. So that's the easiest way to understand what they do. So, but there's a backstory, so I really don't know what's true or what not true. But what I know, it was like he had a case with them, and they came into a compromise, which his tweet had to be verified by lawyers in Tesla, and he had to step down for being the chairman of Tesla, and he had to pay a fee also. Yeah. So, but that's what happened 3 years back, if I'm correct. And about a month ago or 2 weeks back, he purchased 9% of Tesla, or he announced that he purchased 9% of Tesla, because that was after he already did it. And which made Tesla stock Twitter stocks prices go haywire. And there was talks of him joining the board. There was, I believe, the CEO of Twitter offered to have him on the board, and that's where it became tricky for me, right? Because there's this law they have. So if you're a board member, you can't own more than 15% of a company. And I was like, okay, if Elon joins the board, he maybe just wants to go on an advisory role, and he said he didn't purchase the company because of the money. So it made more sense that there was either an alternative or ulterior motive going on there, right? Because if you join the board, you can't purchase more, but you can advise. So when he was offered the board seat, I was thinking, if he takes the board seat, definitely he's not going to buy Twitter, because he can't buy it, legally speaking, right? But he can buy it from within a time frame. That's why he's still on the board, and I think 9 months after he leaves the board. But if he's still there, he can't purchase Twitter. So he didn't accept, which when the CEO of Twitter was actually giving a speech, he said for any distractions he mentioned some about distractions in the future, right? And that's where I was like, okay, something is definitely cooking up here, right? Because there's something nobody's telling us. It's either Elon is planning a move at the back, or he wants something, or maybe he even wants the head of the CEO at that point, which was my biggest thought, sincerely speaking. But now it made more sense when he announced that he wants to take Twitter private, which is acquiring the whole shares of Twitter. And that brought me to remember something. So I feel there's this pattern for billionaires. I will just mention two other ones apart from Elon. When they get to a certain level, they buy a vanity company or a vanity project, or they invest in something that is just for vanity, just for their own sake. So, for example, Jeff Bezos purchased Washington Post for $250 million. I feel Washington Post is just a newspaper company, so why would you purchase Washington Post? But definitely, I feel it's something that he read in his old days and trying to acquire the company and make it better in some ways. But I've still not seen any progress over him purchasing them. Then Steve Ballmer, which was the former CEO of Microsoft, I think it was the CEO before Satya Nadella came in. He bought LA Clippers for $2 billion. Really, even in as much as you like basketball, he has been a tech CEO almost all his life, or a tech guy almost all his life. So buying the LA Clippers really didn't make any, I would say, passion purchase. It wasn't just like a passion purchase, because he's definitely not managing their day-to-day business. He just bought them because he loves the club. So I think most billionaires do this. So they go out and buy companies or organizations that they like, and something that has to do with their past or something, I guess. That's what I think, and that's what I first thought the Twitter deal was going to be. Then my head went, should I say, the usual way, thinking of how this deal could go differently. So I'll be talking about those three ways. So the first one is it could actually go very good for Twitter. It can be a bad deal and can just be a regular acquisition. So let's talk about it. So the first reason I have for it being a good deal for Twitter is that shareholders can cash out. So in case you don't know, most people don't know this, I think, and it took a while. I think I discovered this around 2017. Twitter isn't really a profitable business, and there's a lot of reasons why it's not really a profitable business. But and it's really a small company compared to other social media giants. But most people won't believe that, because really, you know Twitter, you know Facebook, but so in the back of our minds, we instantly compare Twitter to Facebook. We know that they're two different platforms and they have two different uses. But we understand that, okay, they should probably be the same thing, because they are equally popular, especially for guys that use Twitter a lot. I'm not one of those people. I suck at using Twitter. So, but Twitter is roughly 40 billion, give or take, and Elon purchases it for 44 billion. So that's 4 billion premium on purchasing Twitter. So I'll get back to that. So shareholders can actually cash out, because all of them, they get profit from this sale of Twitter in the first place, and that makes more sense. So another reason why I think it's good for Twitter is that Elon has a history of making companies profitable or making companies work. So in case you don't know, Elon is sometimes called a co-founder of Tesla. Kinda. He came into Tesla as an investor. He didn't come into Tesla as a CEO or a managing director or something. Later on, some things happened. He became the CEO of Tesla. And also, he purchased SolarCity, which was a company of one of his nephews. It's not really profitable now, but I think they're doing better than before they were purchased. So that's another thing. So he has a track record of making companies profitable, making companies work better, if that's the better way to put it. And the third one, which is freedom of speech, and I think this is where I'm going to dive in deeper a bit, but I would discuss this when I'm also discussing why it's bad for Twitter, and we'll go into that when we come back from this break. Thank you. Welcome back. So we stopped at freedom of speech, which can be good for Twitter and also can be bad. So let me first just talk about the good part. So one of the reasons Elon gave for the purchase of Twitter was the fact that he wants to reduce censorship on the platform, and that's true. Twitter has a lot of censorship. Roughly last year, I think, or last 2 years, they removed Donald Trump from the site because his account was used to incite the should I say protest or riot in the capital in the United States after the election, and they have removed a lot of leaders and people that don't comply with their policy, which is right, I think. But he has a different perspective on that, and he also suggested on making the algorithm open source, which might be nice, but at the same time can go bad for Twitter itself. So, but those like the good part I see from this whole purchase. There might be other ones, but those are like the major ones I see at the moment. Now, why I think this can be very bad for Twitter is the fact that it affects the whole fragment of the 21st century democracy. How? Because we have to understand something. Twitter isn't just a social media platform. It's really much more than that. And you might ask why. Because think of it. The fastest way to get the news out there isn't a newspaper. Really isn't Facebook, not Instagram. It's actually Twitter. Because it's so instant. Really, the platform is thought to be a microblog, an instant microblog. So you say something and 1 million people out there will hear you. The same thing happens on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, but that's not what those platforms are designed to do. Those platforms are designed for you to post pictures, post videos, act funny, share things with your friends. But Twitter is actually for you to communicate, for you to spread the word. And this is really one of the reasons why Twitter hasn't been profitable so far, because of how the platform is structured. Maybe Elon can find a way to solve that problem. But affects the fragment of democracy in the sense that one person owns a platform where everybody comes to discuss. It might not sound scary, but I feel it's deeper than that. Because if one man calls the shot of Twitter, you might ask, because Twitter has a CEO, that person calls the shot. Yes, Twitter had a CEO, or still has a CEO, sorry. But the CEO still has to answer to the board and also has to answer to the shareholders. And the shareholders aren't just people in Twitter, they are people on the stock market, so they can actually determine how they can push things. And everybody, since it's somewhat of a democracy or it's somewhat of an open ground, people can share their own opinion and see how to come to a conclusion. Not saying everybody controls the CEO, but yeah, I'm just trying to say like the CEO still has people who can call the shot above him. You get that? But if one person owns the company, that means the company is a private company. It means nobody can call the shot. Nobody can even know what is happening in Twitter. And by the law, it's correct, because all you just have to do is to enjoy that product. They sell the product to you, fine. Whatever they do in the background, whatever they choose to do, it's up to just one person, which I find that a bit unsettling, right? And the reason why I think this affects democracy is my second reason. So Tesla has a very strong ties with the Chinese government, and the Chinese government practices communism, right? Is it? It's communism, yeah, that's correct. So, and because of these ties, I feel politically it's possible for the president of China to have some sort of, should I say, power over Elon. Yeah, I know Elon has been working with them for a very long time, and he sure has a way of handling those kind of things. But the thing there is that governments are really more powerful than organizations. Yeah, no matter how big an Amazon is, the United States government is more powerful than Amazon. That's how tricky it is. Yeah, Amazon has our data, but the United States can shut down Amazon. But it's not going to be that easy though. But they can definitely shut down Amazon, because they splitted the biggest company back then. I think it was Enron. I think Rockefeller's company. That's what it was. So I feel the government can be more powerful than organizations. But that's why I still see it as a thing to be scared about, because if these guys can have or wield this much power on one person, they can influence how democracy is seen today. You understand? Because news has a bigger role to play with how we see things in the world. That's just how I see it. And okay, I know I'm taking a lot of breaks, but let's take another break. I'll come back where I would explain the freedom of speech part, link it to why I think it's bad for Twitter and why it's also good for Twitter. Then we'll go back to the regular acquisition, why I think it's just a regular acquisition. Let's continue. So we stopped at freedom of speech again. So why I think this can be bad is, I think I already even touched some part of that, is the fact that one person wielding the power over democracy or wielding power over news and how we see the world can have a way to relate back to what we can say and what we cannot say. So the platform is open for everybody to talk. That's if censorship are removed totally. It means that someone can, should I say, perform or say something wrong or say something hurting to another person and it's just going to go fine, or cyberbullying, things like that. Because even without censorship or with censorship still, Twitter has these problems of spam bots and a lot of these issues. Elon actually addressed some of these things, but I still feel removing censorship would cause some other issues we are not actually seeing right now. We're still the same Twitter that is censored. We see people giving responses or comments to some people's posts, and sometimes this can lead to having suicidal thoughts for different people, because not everybody can handle what they are throwing at them. We don't know everybody's tolerance or emotional tolerance towards these things. So I feel censorship should still be on the platform. It's a platform. It's not, even as much as freedom of speech means that the power to express one's opinion without censorship or restraint or legal penalties, doesn't mean you go on the news station and say your president is mad or something. It's going to send the wrong message, and most likely, I'm very sure you might even be arrested in Nigeria, because there was a time someone said something similar and was arrested. Yeah, but like, you get my point. It can be a problem and it can be a solution. I really don't know. And why I think it might just be a regular acquisition, makes Twitter profitable. Yeah, I said that already. It can improve the platform. So I even saw a tweet from Jack Dorsey that, should I say, approved Elon for being the right guy for the job. And it was interesting because I thought Elon made this acquisition because Jack left. So it's because I knew Jack has been the CEO for Twitter for a while and he just stepped down last year. And they have a new CEO. I can't even remember the guy's name. But and also the edit button, although Twitter has been working on this before Elon came on board. But it's going to definitely ensure it comes to fruition. Those are my thoughts. I really like to hear from you. How do you think this purchase of Twitter affects the average person? How do you think the purchase of Twitter affects democracy as a whole? Because I really see platforms like this don't just exist as a place for fun. It's also a place where people come to discuss really pressing issues and how people perceive society to be. So I really like to hear your thoughts. And please don't forget, subscribe on any platform you're listening to. Subscribe, follow, like, share. Don't forget, you can reach out to me at therantwithkazim@gmail.com or any social media platform except for Facebook, pending the moment, with Kazim Quadri 01. Thank you very much. Have a nice day listening to my rant. Bye.